Hey guys, it's Caleb here, and in today's video I just wanted to kind of answer a question I get asked the most, and that is, how do I become a gunsmith? So someone's looking to get into gunsmithing, they have no idea where to start, they don't know what schools are good options, maybe they've heard some pretty negative things about some online schools, and yeah, so let's just kind of jump right into it. But before I do that, hit the like and subscribe button. And of course, if you want to know what product I'm using in my hair, Baron Balm by Locks and Company, I'll link them in the description. Okay, so someone looking to get started in gunsmithing. So this is the advice I'm going to give in this video is kind of general to, it doesn't matter what age you are, kind of what your situation is in life. I'll kind of give you a few options for all of that. Also, um, Eric from Iraq Veteran 8888 did a video about, should I become a gunsmith? That's also a great watch. I recommend go and check that out as well. He kind of throws around some different ideas of, what happened when he was gunsmithing and things. So, all right, becoming a gunsmith. I understand that the path I took, I got very fortunate. Not everyone's going to be able to take that path just because I got lucky with a lot of opportunities. I'll be straight up with you and tell you that. So if you're looking to get started in gunsmithing, the number one thing you need to consider is, the schooling itself. If you have the opportunity to do like an apprenticeship or a paid apprenticeship and be traditionally trained, that's a great option. That's actually how I did it. Now, that is the hardest path to take because finding a very knowledgeable gunsmith who will take you on and train you is very difficult. Also, when I did it, I was fortunate enough to not just train under one, but multiple gunsmiths. So I worked at one gunsmith shop with a very knowledgeable guy. I went to be the working shop foreman at another shop who worked for another guy, David Rennerson, who was a phenomenal machinist. So I kind of got to do a wide variety of stuff. I learned a little bit from Ed Delors, who's a master engraver, and I was just super fortunate, where I was and being able to do that. So if you can take that traditional path, that's okay. The point is, you don't need a piece of paper with a degree to be a gunsmith. That's not a thing. Like there are accredited college courses and stuff, but you don't need those to be a gunsmith. That's the cool thing about gunsmithing. And to kind of touch on that a little bit too, like the OG of like gunsmith people is like Bob Brownell. His definition of a gunsmith is anybody that works on a firearm, and it was just that simple. But so we got that one out of the way. Traditionally trained, which is like your apprenticeship type stuff. Then you have the two main types of schooling here. You have in-person school courses with like machines and all that stuff, lathes, mills, classrooms, full-on places like Pennsylvania Gunsmith School, Trinidad, Montgomery, those types of colleges, Iowa Valley, which is actually in Grinnell, Iowa, close to me. But all of those schools have in-school classrooms, lathes, mills, the full setup, spray booths. They teach you everything. It's a commitment. You have to go there. You have to attend class. I understand that not everyone's in a situation where they can just go back to school at whatever point in their life they're in. And then that's where the online schooling comes in. Now, online schooling is perfectly fine. There are people that get a lot out of it because with online schooling, the aspect that you get out what you put in is multiplied because you don't have anyone over your shoulder watching you do the work, make sure you do the work. You have to be motivated and you have to be dedicated. You have to actually want to be a gunsmith. Now, the reason why online schools get a bad rap is because you have people that are coming out of the military, or they just have extra mom and dad money to burn. Mom and dad told them they got to go get a degree with their life, do something, whatever. Then they're not motivated. They don't really care that much about it. They'll go to an online school. They'll not put a lot into it. They'll still get a degree, and they're end up being a used car salesman. That even happens to people at in-person schools too. I mean, they just don't care. And this is just a people problem. It's not a school problem. because I know used car sales. That wasn't a joke. I know used car salesmen that have salesmen. Yeah, there's words. I know used car salesmen that have gotten gunsmithing degrees at in-person schools and just aren't good gunsmiths because they're not motivated. They just don't love it. Um, so yeah, online schools are a perfectly valid option. That's the point I'm trying to make here. So just to kind of rehash at this point in the video, your three main types: traditionally trained, apprenticeships, in-person schools, on-campus schooling, right, and then online schooling. Those. I'm doing. I am the German. I have three beers. Inglorious Bastards, great movie. Anyway, so those are the three main types. All perfectly valid. Now, the next thing you need to consider is what type of firearms you want to be working on, what you want to specialize in. And you don't have, this isn't like it's something to consider, but it's not like you have to choose right now, because as you go through schooling, that may change. You may go in deciding I want to work on like PRS, I want to build PRS precision rifles or something like that. And then next thing you know, you get like super into like old like high wall, low wall, single shot rifles, or like safari guns and stuff like that. And then you branch off into that route. That's perfectly okay. Just have a general idea. And there are online programs such as like Sonoran Desert Institute. So let's kind of, at this point in the video, since now we know we need to kind of have a general idea of what we want to focus on, let's talk about the online schools too, because those can be broken into some categories here. So you have Sonoran Desert Institute, which they have a bad reputation just because they sponsor so many influencers, and people think that because it's at the front of an influencer's video, it's a scam or something like that. I don't know. Point is, SDI is a valid school. It's perfectly fine. Check out my video I did on them. Because I actually, after being a gunsmith for 10 plus years, I took SDI's program just to see how it was. And I can tell you, already being a successful gunsmith, taking a program, it's a good program. So the thing with SDI though, so SDI is an accredited college course. It's an associate's degree in firearm technology. Okay, their main program. So with that being said, if you care about having a degree, that's a very good online course to take. That's the online school to go to if you care about having a college degree. If you don't care about the degree aspect of it and you're perfectly okay just having a certification, then MGS, which is Modern Gun School, is the best option for you. Because it's not a college degree program, you don't have to take a lot of those college filler classes that's required. You can still use your GI Bill, and it's a lot cheaper because they don't have to pay a bunch of stuff to maintain that degrees, that accrediting status, I think it is. So if you just want a certificate, MGS, Modern Gun School, is an excellent option for online schools. And then you have AGI's courses, which AGI I feel like has been around forever. It's the American Gunsmith Institute. They're really good because if you want a certification in a specific area, they have classes on just those certifications, the way they're set up, and then they have like some big generic stuff too. I've never taken their program, so I can't speak personally to that. I did look at Modern Gun School, MGS's programs, and I have taken SDI's program, so I can speak on those. AGI, though, I know they do have good programs. I'm familiar with some of the instructors and stuff there, so honestly, I think that's a good choice too if you're looking for something specific like that. So that's kind of the breakdown on online schools. So if you're considering online schooling, that should give you enough information to kind of choose which direction you want to go to. Now, like I said before, you don't have to have a certification in gunsmith to be an actual gunsmith. I didn't until I was already working at Brownells, right? And so you don't need that. So with that being said, keep that in mind. Maybe you want to go to SDI because you want that college degree, because you want to transfer some credits elsewhere. But if not, MGS is a great way to go. Okay, now moving on to, let's talk about in-person schools a bit. These are the best option. If you want to become a gunsmith, in-person schooling's great. And kind of just to go back and touch on that online schooling, once you finish that online schooling, look around you at your local community colleges and take some machining courses. There should be something near you, but learn how to run a lathe and a mill because you need that. And unfortunately, that's something that can't be taught online. That's got to really be taught in person. So keep that in mind when you're considering the cost for online schooling because you're going to need to add that if you want to be a good gunsmith. That's just part of it. And you can also find a machinist and go to the traditional route, have that machinist teach you how to run those machines and do basic machining jobs and then learn yourself. That's okay. You don't need the certification as well. Just know that you need to learn how to use those tools. And online school or in-person on-campus schooling, gunsmith schools, will teach you how to use those tools. They have them there. Good schools, schools that I've helped teach at as assistants or guest instructors. So Murray State College, I think that one was Oklahoma. I was there. I should know. Anywho, yeah. So Murray State's a good one. Pennsylvania Gunsmith School, Colorado School of Trades, Trinidad, and then here in Iowa we have Iowa Valley. In Grinnell. So Iowa Valley College, they have a branch in Grinnell. They have a full, really good gunsmith program run by their programs at this time run by a dude named Matt Ostrander. He's a friend of mine and he's an excellent gunsmith. He's a better gunsmith than me. So that's an excellent program. So online schooling, or I keep saying online schooling, in-person schooling, that's the way to go. Find a school near you, check the reviews. Look up on people who have graduated from there, see how they're doing, because just do a little research on if you want to find something near you. If you have the opportunity to move to go to one of the schools I mentioned just now, I would absolutely recommend it. If you're like, I want to be a gunsmith, I'm all in, go to one of these schools, travel there, live there, actually put everything you have into those courses, and you're going to come out a great gunsmith. Now, a lot of these gunsmith schools, including the online ones, have resources to help you find a job once you graduate. That's another important thing. A lot of people just kind of graduate from these schools and they're, oh, I can't find a job anywhere. You got to use your school's resources. They're continuing to help you. They want to see you grow. They want you to go on. These schools want you to go on and be super successful because that's just advertising for them, right? When they have a gunsmith that graduated from there, they go off and do great things. That only drives more students to the school, and that's what schools want. So they want to help you after you graduate, and all the ones I mentioned here will help you after you graduate. They have resources available, including in person and online. Now, here at Brownells, we actually just hired 2 new gun techs that are fresh out of Sonoran Desert Institute, and they still have a lot to learn because they're fresh out of a gunsmith school. But we have a large, gun tech staff here that helps them with their continued education. So they're here working full time and they're learning a lot. So just know that, yes, if you go to an online school like Sonoran Desert Institute, I will say this, if they didn't have a degree from SDI, we wouldn't have hired them. They got to have some kind of gunsmithing experience, and that was enough to get them in the door. So the myth that online gunsmith schools don't help you get a better job elsewhere is absolutely garbage. I mean, we're Brownells. We're one of the largest gunsmith companies in the world, and we're hiring them. So that should tell you something. Okay, so I think I pretty much covered the gist of it. The things you want to consider if the basics of what to consider when becoming a gunsmith. If you have any questions, comments, anything like that, post them down below. I'll do my best to answer them. They may even, if I miss something pretty big, they may even warrant a follow-up video. So for now, we'll just kind of call this How to Become a Gunsmith Part 1. So with that being said, like, subscribe. That really helps me out with YouTube and the algorithms and whatnot. And yeah, leave comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe.